What's up, traders? It's Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with yet another market recap video. It is October 18th, 2021. Please go ahead and click that like button on this video. Also, subscribe to my channel. My goal is to get to 300 subscribers. So let's get it done. All right, for today's recap video, I'm going to talk to you about the price action in the indices. We're going to go under the hood. We're going to check out our sectors and style factors. We'll talk about some of my trades for the day. Before we get into all that, quick risk disclaimer, nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan and your own risk parameters. Last but certainly not least, do not YOLO your entire account into any one of my trades or anyone's trades for that matter. That's not smart. All right, let's take a look at today's box scores. We had the S&P 500 as measured by the SPY finish up 0.3%. We had the NASDAQ QQQ, our big winner for today, finishing up 1.01%. We had the IWM small caps finishing down 0.06%. And then we had the Dow Jones, which was our biggest loser for today, down 0.1%. Checking out our volatility, we had a big spike higher in Dow Jones volatility. And we moved higher in the volatility index for 3 out of 4 of these indices. Funny enough, the only indices where the only index, where the volatility came down was the IWM. Breadth, we had very mixed breadth. It was actually kind of poor. Not horrible, but sub 50% in 3 out of 4 of these indices. Only index with above 50% breadth was the NASDAQ QQQ with 64% advancers. This morning we did get some economic data and we got industrial production numbers. Take a look at these numbers. They were kind of lackluster. Our industrial production month over month came out at a negative 1.3% growth rate, and the consensus was for positive 0.2%. So that can explain a lot of this weakness we saw in the Dow Jones and even some of the weakness we saw in the small caps, to be perfectly honest. Let's take a look at our heat map. And so what's interesting is the market's worried about inflation. We have crude oil prices going up. We have commodity prices going up. There's a labor shortage. We have all this stuff going on. So one might think, hey, we're going to have cyclicals, value stocks running, inflation sensitives, all that good stuff. But the problem is, we're not getting the best economic data coming out. So I think it's this weird game of musical chairs where investors are like, where am I going to put my money? So today we saw that money flow into the FANG stocks. So we had Apple, nice and positive, Microsoft, Google, Facebook rallying back from the dead, AMD up over 3%, Tesla up over 3%, Amazon, which was on our weekend watch list for Pristine Capital members. If you're interested in becoming a member, go to pristinecapital.net. That one was up 1.11%. And then we had a mixed picture otherwise. There was a lot of weakness, like I said. Breadth was negative in 3 out of 4 of the indices. So you can see financials took a bit of a break today. We had some mixed action in healthcare, utilities were weak, real estate. So yeah, very mixed picture today. Let's take a look at these sectors. The solar energy stocks are now in our top momentum slot. We have energy in our number 2 spot, and then we have blockchain assets in our number 3 slot. Overall, I would say we had, most of these sectors were green, but it was kind of mixed toward the bottom of this list. We had these cannabis companies, they're completely washing out. It doesn't really seem like our administration is making any progress on, legalizing cannabis. So it's just been like a year-long, bloodletting of these cannabis stocks. We also had weakness in biotech, down 2.09%. Some weakness in gold miners. Other than that, we did see strength in the market. Strongest areas today, we had this next generation internet fund, ARKW, up 1.43%. Blockchain assets were up 1.1%. And then consumer discretionary, up 1.22%. So some not so obvious areas, we didn't really see one clear theme throughout the day. But yeah, some interesting price action. Style factors. We had our growth style factor up 0.93%. And we had our momentum style factor up 0.76%. So yeah, it just goes to show, for today's price action, I think due to that weak industrial production number, investors were looking for growth stocks. All right, let's take a look at these indices. Trend model is at a +3, and the S&P 500, we hit our objective, which was a move up to the top of the monthly value area. We had our bullish 80% rule that triggered down here, and we finally hit that objective. Now the question is, tomorrow, can we start breaking out of value? That's the next step towards getting back to the prior all-time highs. Isn't it so funny how, the sentiment, the price action, everything can change so quickly in just a week or two of price action. Back here, everyone was scared out of their minds of, oh my gosh, the market's going to go to zero. Now, a few short days later, look at us now. We're really close to the prior highs. Let's take a look at our weekly chart, or not our weekly chart, excuse me, our hourly chart. Hourly chart, S&P 500, we're already pretty close to this weekly objective, and it's only Monday. So we have this target level here for the weekly chart at 45.14. Keep in mind, we're pretty extended from this weekly value area already. Let's go over to our NASDAQ. NASDAQ, we made it back inside of this monthly value area. And would you look at this team? So we now have a bullish 80% rule that triggered for the NASDAQ. Could it happen? Honestly, my bias has been away from the NASDAQ, to be perfectly honest. I mean, that if you've been watching these videos, it's been my bias. But the price action is strengthening in this index. Let me just close this out. It's giving me notifications over here. Sorry about that. So the price action is strengthening. We're above all these key moving averages now, and the NASDAQ is definitely catching up. Let's take a look at the hourly chart for the NASDAQ real quick. Yeah, this one you can see we already hit our R1 pivot level. And yeah, I think a lot of this strength was due to the weakness in that industrial production number. I would like to point this out though. Take a look, this is pretty important. 10-year Treasury futures. Today, we hit a big milestone in the 10-year Treasury futures. So this red line, let me flip to the weekly chart and you'll see what this red line is. This is the prior low that we made in these 10-year Treasuries back in late March, early April. And you'll remember when 10-year Treasury futures were sliding like this, that means Treasury yields are moving higher. Growth stocks did not like this back in March. Similarly, we had this move down, over the past month and a half, 2 months. Growth stocks hated that. Now, though, we have this couple-day bounce, and the growth stocks are just like ripping to new highs. It's insane what's going on with these names right now. We had this bounce, and I was like, okay, it's just a bounce. Once these reverse lower, we'll probably see value stocks outperform growth. What's really interesting is no, that was not the case. Literally, we just broke down in bond yields, or in bond prices. Bond yields broke up. And these growth stocks were just raging. So some of these names, for instance, like Upstart, which I currently have a long position in on our long-term Pristine Capital Trend portfolio. You can see we were down 1.74%, but a nice green candle. This one's been showing a lot of relative strength. We have this name Bros, which is just like, or no, I think it's Bro. It's like ripping to the upside. Yeah, this one really extended move. Cloudflare, which I am currently short via a call spread, a credit call spread. Look at this one. Just literally ripping up 7.8% today. Absolutely parabolic. And now it's trading at 105 times sales, rounded up. 105 times sales, team. That's literally like cuckoo. That's like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs right now. So we'll have to see what happens with these, but it's really shocking. I'm like, this is not what I was expecting, when I see bonds breaking down. But one dynamic to be cognizant of, and then I'll move on from this, is that growth stocks seem to totally not care what Treasury yields are doing until Treasury yields hit certain key thresholds. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get another bounce in these bond yields, or in these bond futures, and maybe, it'll be justified today's move. But if we start to break down further in these Treasury futures, I would not be surprised if there's essentially like a rug pull, because these things, there's no warning. It's just all of a sudden we hit a certain level in these Treasury futures, and it's like, okay, trigger level to dump all my growth stocks. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, pretty crazy. But yeah, we are seeing strength in those names, no doubt about it. Let's take a look at some of my trades for today. So one thing that I really am trying to do is I want to cut my losers early. Cut. When I'm trading my best, I'm getting things off quickly. So I closed out my GoodRx today. And oh yeah, another thing we have to talk about. So with GoodRx, let me pull up the GoodRx chart. So now we had coronavirus, then we had Delta variant. Now we have Delta Plus. It sounds like almost like some membership into some all exclusive resort, or like an airline like first class, like it's Delta Plus. But yeah, we have the Delta variant and now the Delta Plus variant that apparently is super contagious, super deadly. And I think Europe just had like their worst day of coronavirus cases. GoodRx is more of a reopening name. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop out of this. It failed at the 20-day moving average. Let me just, stop out, look for a better opportunity. So that's what I did. And then I also saw, with that Delta Plus thing, I was like, pfft. So booking is a trade. I've been in this November 19th, 2550 by 2580 call spread. And I really had high hopes for this one because we were getting sort of like a reopening trade going on where coronavirus cases started to get better. When I saw the news about the Delta Plus thing, I was like, let me just get out of my booking, because I've been in these travel names before and they'll look great, and all of a sudden coronavirus cases pick up a little bit and the names just get clobbered. So I was like, I'm not even going to mess with it. You know what, I'm just going to move to a different opportunity. So I closed it out for a small winner, closed out for $12.26. I'd paid $11.85. But it's not like I hit a stop, like I stopped out or anything. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna get out in front of this, and just in case this doesn't work, I can always find another trade. So yeah, I did that. I entered a butterfly for Match.com. So it expires in 2 weeks. It's the 160 by 165 by 170 call butterfly. I got it for 80 cents, and I'm not gonna have time to get into the full setup. I went through that with Pristine Capital members, but yeah, I'll give you the, pretty much like what I'm looking at here. So with this setup, I sized the trade small because it's a lower probability trade, but really what I'm looking for is a pin in this name. So we have earnings for Match.com on November 2nd. And really what I'm looking for, my position expires October 29th. As we run into earnings, I'm looking for a move into this profit zone. And I think what's cool is it's not like this is uncharted territory for Match.com. This stock has been in this zone multiple times. So yeah, I'm risking 80 cents to potentially make $4.20. And this is really, the landing zone that I'm trying to get into for that expiration out in 2 weeks. Because the indices are a little bit extended, I like going for trades like this, where it's you can collect data decay. It's not like you're under the gun, come on, I need this thing to go up fast. It's more like a slow moving trade. So I entered that one, and then I added to my BABA position the December 17th 165 calls. And Alibaba started the day strong, but I must say Alibaba is already on the bubble for me. Baba is on the bubble. Yeah, so Baba, the auction didn't go as smoothly as it could have. Let's put it that way. So Baba, I like this consolidation here. I think this name looks pretty good. Chinese internet names as a whole, I think there's a good chance they bottomed. I'm looking for a tag of this VPOC up here. It looked like this name was starting to break out today. Some nice price action. Towards the close, this name sold off, and this is not really the best candle. And you can see, if we were to zoom in super close, we closed inside of value. So we went from outside to inside. So I may actually end up stopping out of my BABA tomorrow. And it's, you know, for me, I'm not going to wait for this thing to like spark me down to the 20-day moving average. You know, I'll just proactively, like, something's not acting the way that I want it to or expect it to. You know, I just have a pretty low tolerance for that. And you can see on this hourly chart, BABA, you know, looked strong. It was breaking out. I actually put this position on when it was breaking out over here. Then it just kind of fell back inside of value. Let's take a look. That about does it for my trades for today. Let's take a look at our VigTech. Let's see, this VigTech platform is becoming pretty cool. They're always working on it, trying to make it better. And they're just doing a lot of cool stuff. So now they have like this dashboard. It almost reminds me of my Bloomberg terminal. Let's see. Let's go to our options flow. We'll go to our Tradescape, and we'll go to our options races first. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so we have Coinbase was actually up here, and then it fell off. Where is it? Oh yeah, it's over here. Yeah, Coinbase had a nice move today. Yeah, Lowe's, I noticed a ton of flow coming down for Lowe's. And of course, Tesla's pretty much always in one of our top slots. Let's take a look at Lowe's. We'll also take a look at Coinbase. Let's check them out. Yeah, Lowe's, this one is already broken out. Yeah, really nice price action here. Let's take a look at Coinbase. Yeah, Coinbase looks like it might be starting to break out. Coinbase, this is definitely not my favorite of the cryptocurrency names. It's a laggard. I see a lot of people getting really excited about it, but it's like, why would you be excited over the laggard? You know, to me, that doesn't make sense. The only thing I think it could be good for is maybe some legacy bank will acquire Coinbase at some point. That to me really is the bull case for this name. But hey, you know, it did have nice price action today, so, you know, can't be completely negative on it. You know, and it's passing some key technical levels, so yeah, I'll have to watch this one in the days ahead. My current position that I have on is in Hut Mining, and this one, you know, it's trading already at, you know, the all-time highs. Take a look at this on the weekly. Yes, this one a much stronger name, but Coinbase was up while this one was down today, so Coinbase playing some catch up. With that being said, that about does it for this market recap video. Hope you all have an awesome rest of your evening. I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh yeah, don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, please. I beg of you. Thank you.